So I grew up in a city called Rancho Cucamonga. It's in Southern California. And at the beginning, my life was great. My family took me to church every Sunday. I grew up in the church. Divorced. My mom and my dad divorced, and my dad moved away. And so I really saw my dad. And my mom had to work extra jobs just so she can support us and we can live. And it was just me and my sister. And life just seemed to just keep getting bleaker and bleaker and sadder and sadder. And then at the end of high school, my life just faded. And the darkness just set in. I started running and doing things that I shouldn't have done. Things that growing up and learning about the Bible, I knew I shouldn't have had no part in. And during this period of time, the darkness was just so bad that I didn't want to live anymore. I kept trying to find somebody that would just put me out of my misery, put an end to everything. And nobody would. And it just made me even more angry. And the more angrier I got, the more the darkness set in. The more I just wanted to just escape from this world. One night we were sitting in the garage, and God gave me clarity just for a moment. He pulled away the darkness, and He made me realize that this isn't me. What am I doing? So at that moment, I destroyed all the drugs that I had and got rid of everything. And I forced myself to go to sleep. And the next morning, when I got up, I went straight to the parole office. And when my parole officer showed up, I sat there in his office and I told him everything. Told him I was using again and I wanted help. I begged him to give me help. And at that moment, he started calling around, trying to find a rehab center that would accept me. And the hours just kept ticking away. The whole day was almost done. And I remember sitting there thinking, this is where I've taken my life. That nobody would help me. For the first time in my adult life, I broke down and cried. And I dropped to my knees right there in the parole office, right in the middle of the lobby in front of all these other inmates. And I begged God to take control. I told Him, I can't do this no more. I realize my way is the wrong way. Take control. I give you my life. I give you everything. I will do whatever you want me to do. And as soon as I got done praying and I sat back in my chair, a guy walked through the door. And this guy happened to work at a rehab center. And he asked me what's wrong. And so I told him everything. He told me about the open bed that just happened to open up. And he told me he would get me into that bed. I spent a week there. And then finally the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center in Paris opened their doors and let me in. So I got into the program and I put everything I had into my program. I didn't hold nothing back. I said, like I told God, I'm giving you everything. But this story isn't about me. This story is about God. This is a story about a God that can take someone like me, an inmate, in the depths of maximum security prison, and transform me into a productive member of society. He took me from being a prisoner to a preacher of His word. If He can do that to me, imagine the things that He can do for you.